Okay, so I'm going to do a tune in E minor. This tune is a very popular Irish session tune, one of my favourites. It's called The Ships Are Sailing. So we're going to actually do it. I'll break it down first of all just in a single read, the two parts, A part and the B part, and then and I'll play them all together. So we're starting up here on the E minor. For those of you, I mean, if you're not familiar with how a minor works, it really is kind of easily sort of figured out if you actually take your E chord there and we flatten the third in the chord. So our third note in the chord, there we flatten the third note in the chord, we get a minor, and that works for every single key we've got. So if we go with a C major chord there, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 3, 5 in the chord, and we flatten the 3, we get a C minor. D is the same. That's a D major chord. Flatten, come down to the F, flatten that chord, that note, and we get a D minor. And you know, in traditional Irish tunes, you normally find there's a lot of we use a lot of fifths. So and E minor is the same. So I'm going to do this tune in E minor, which is The Ships Are Sailing. Okay, so that's the A part. So we'll play it and break it down. Starting here. Then we repeat the first bit again. The nice thing about this tune is it consists of the A and the B, and the A section is consists of two very the sort of if you break the A part up into 4 parts, you've got the first part, which is exactly the same as the second part, and then we just change the ending of the bit in the middle, sort of thing. So we're going to go again. This is second bit. All right, and then we go back to the beginning again. And then the end bits are almost the same as it. Okay. So, I mean, one of the first questions people were going to ask normally is going to be about the fingering for that and how do you get around it. I'm trying to sort of, I try to use correct fingering wherever I possibly can, but the word correct should always be in inverted commas. Because really what you just want to do is not run out of fingers. And that's basically should be a philosophy for any tune that you're playing, is don't run out of fingers. You know, some people have more dexterity with the little finger, some people not, but just don't run out of fingers. So again, that first bit. Okay. And there's a little few things that you can do in there to brighten it up a bit and make it a little bit more. You grace that E by coming off of the. And then down here, I normally do a triplet, so I'm going to go. Put a couple of little turns in there, which are a little bit more advanced. Yeah. And it also helps with actually helps with the fingering. So rather than which is not too bad, you know, you come up. What did I do? Crossed over. Crossing over with my middle finger up to the shirt. I mean, it's not too bad, but this can. Puts you back on your fingering where this is everything is underneath these three fingers, which is kind of nice. So you can do that. Okay, and then left hand. Okay, and that's the A part. We'll have a quick look at the B part. Again, started on that E minor. So this is a nice, because it's all actually part of the D scale. We use all the notes in our D scale. But we're starting on the E instead. Again. And the end of this B part really only consists of sort of two sections, and they both sound pretty similar, but we do a little turn at the end which changes how we get back to the beginning again. And this is the end of it. So. to the beginning. Back to the beginning again there. So again, the B part. I'm going to play both parts twice through, but I'll break that down. So the B part again with the bass section, and again some turns we can put in this and add a couple of triplets and some ornaments in there, which will make it sound a little bit more really. And the left hand. The bass section on a minor tune is actually, if we find our E minor, which is nice on the piano recording because it's got little cross hatches there. E minor. I'm going to use the E minor. I'm going to use my D, and I'm going to use C. That's it. Now I use the counters as well, but with a minor tune, instead of using our major tunes, we can use a counter there. We're using that counter on the front row, but with the minor tune, we're going to come up to this one, and we're going to use sort of it kind of minimalist and sparingly, and it'll sound a little bit different in a minute when I put everything together. So. Okay, so I'm going to play the whole thing, and I'm going to open the... If you're wondering, this accordion is made by a company called G Verdi in Torino province in the north of Italy. I've been very happy with their instruments. I've got 4 of them now. This one I had tuned with a low, mid and a high. So I've got the piccolo reeds and my clarinets, and then the low, which is really nice, actually nice for D minor. But we're in E minor today, so right. So here we go. Missed it.